Everybody loves a lover. Everybody loves me. Come, let's have a little fun down beside the sea.
What do most people call you? Do they call you a hermit?
I don't care much what they call me, just so they call me to dinner.
Who would want to think that this man that lived his life in a bunker,
His name was Robert Edward Harrill.
he's living out exposed to the elements. He didn't have any way to protect himself.
He enjoyed the life that he lived because he was free.
Overcame all these odds. Who wants to accept the fact that he just rolled over and died of a heart attack?
Robert Harrill was found dead at his bunker.
He was murdered, no doubt whatsoever in my mind. I saw the
The
evidence.
son that wants to know what happened to his father. There's always been speculation as to how Robert Harrill died.
I promised Everett, I said, Everett, as long as I draw a breath, I'm going to try to find the person that murdered your father.
Cause of death was said to be a combination of old age and heart trouble.
You always criticizing politicians. You apparently don't like politicians.
Well, they throw me in jail and they send hoodlums down here to kill me, shoot at me with pistols, 30 rifles. They try to beat me up with iron pipes. They beat me up with their fists.
What do you worry about, Hermit? Do you worry about anything?
He was squatting where these individuals wanted to develop the land.
They have a file called the Hermit Eradication File.
Engineers from Sunny Point sat down here and said, if you don't get out here the next 30 days, we'll crack up your building with a bulldozer, we'll push you out of Fort Fisher in front of the bulldozer. Talk about wanting me out of here, so they come down here and try to kill me and rob me occasionally. The thieves steal my stuff because they know leadership of the county is not interested in helping me. In other words, some of your big shots of the county.
You think about the natural cause scenario, and if he was in the process of an immediate cardiac arrest, it is a little odd as to why would he have who put the plywood there. It was either Robert Harrill himself or someone else completely different.
He would never leave. I am not leaving. This is my home. He distinctly told us that someone was trying to kill him.
There are opinions that his death might have been other than natural.
He didn't believe in banks.
There were a number of people searching and digging for the large sum of money.
If you like people, I would have stayed here if I didn't.
I never was able to understand why people would go down there to that defenseless old man and harass him.
There's been no eyewitnesses. There's been no one that really wanted to name individual suspects along with their name associated with it. For some people, it is out of fear of retribution.
Not naming anybody. I've had it happen to me. I don't like it.
There's been no evidence. We got nothing.
The disposition of the evidence has always given me heartburn. I don't know why it disappeared. Was somebody covering it up? I got the full package. There's reams and reams of stuff that doesn't belong to anybody anymore. Collecting evidence was a big part of my job. I was very thorough.
You know, whoever went down there probably confiscated everything, or got everything, or collected any evidence.
I can't wait to see it.
Things are done a little bit differently today than they were in 1972. I wish we had more photographs. Mr. Pickler had a background with photography, and that's one of the reasons that he was selected for the position that he was in.
Every time that light would go off, I said, oh God, this is awful. This is awful. Why? Later I left the sheriff's department, and the new sheriff decided that anything that resembled anything to do with Fred Pickler should be removed.
H.G. Groman was the lead detective on this case. He was the captain or the chief of detectives at the time. He goes on to be the sheriff of New Hanover County. This is Groman's words, not mine. We liked the Hermit, and if we had seen anything to indicate foul play, we would have definitely investigated it.
He said he was a pain in the ass. Every time we turned around, that bastard would have a call, a complaint.
There was no request for an autopsy.
I said, we need to do an autopsy. And Blanton said, 1022, that means cancel. He said, you want to pay for it?
He had never heard of that request being made.
I was talking to him on the radio. He literally exploded. Him and Groman, they cornered me up. He said, I don't want to hear any more about it. I said, okay, we're done.
You're talking about reputable law enforcement officials that were obviously good at their job.
A perfect crime can only involve one person.
dodge your duty without being swallowed up with trouble sooner or later.